From the PEP Radio Newsroom, this is the hourly news blast. Advocate is reporting 20 years after Virginia voters amended their constitution to ban same-sex marriages, a coalition of LGBTQ plus advocates, faith leaders, elected officials, and families is launching a campaign to erase that language and replace it with an explicit constitutional guarantee of marriage equality. The campaign, called Virginians for Marriage Equality, officially launched June 1st in Richmond, where supporters gathered to begin organizing for a statewide referendum that will appear on the November 3rd ballot. If approved, the amendment would remove Virginia's unenforceable marriage ban and affirm that two adults may marry regardless of sex, gender, or race. It would also require all legally valid marriages to be treated equally under the law. This amendment is deeply important to me as a Virginia voter and deeply personal to me as a married woman. Narissa Rahman, Executive Director at Equality Virginia and a member of the Virginians for Marriage Equality Campaign Committee, said during the launch event. The referendum asks Virginians to revisit one of the most consequential culture war battles in the state's modern history. In 2006, Virginia voters approved the Marshall-Newman Amendment, a constitutional provision defining a marriage exclusively as a union between one man and one woman. The measure passed with 57% support amid a national wave of state constitutional amendments banning same-sex couples from marrying. The amendment also prohibited Virginia from recognizing legal statuses that approximated marriage, making it one of the broadest marriage bans adopted in the country. That language remains in Virginia's constitution today. Well, federal court struck down Virginia's ban in 2014 in Bostock v. Schaefer, and same-sex couples began marrying in the Commonwealth later that year after the U.S. Supreme Court declined to hear Virginia's appeal. Marriage equality became the law of the land nationwide the following year with the Supreme Court's landmark ruling in Obrigafell v. Hodges. But while the amendment is unconstitutional and unenforceable, it has never been removed from the state's founding document. The effort to repeal the amendment gained momentum after the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade in 2022. In a concurring opinion in Dobbs v. Jackson Women's Health Organization, Justice Clarence Thomas suggested the court should consider, or I should say reconsider, precedents grounded in similar constitutional reasoning, including Obrigafell. Although no active challenge to marriage equality is currently before the U.S. Supreme Court, LGBTQ plus advocates have increasingly pushed states to codify protections that would survive a future reversal. I should point out that as president of the Pennsylvania Equality Project, I personally have marched on Harrisburg in 2013 and other cities across Pennsylvania to fight for the same rights here in Pennsylvania. And we in Pennsylvania have had marriage equality since 2014, when the case Whitewood v. Wolf was signed into law, in a sense, by Judge John Jones in Harrisburg. And as a result, marriage equality has been the law since May 20th, 2014 in Pennsylvania, regardless of Obrigafell. That's the News Blast for this hour. The PEP Radio YouTube channel has news updates throughout the day, every day. PEP Radio is available via the Live 365 app, the PEP Radio page at paequality.com, Roku, Alexa, and wherever you find streaming radio. Up next, we have the Meadville area weather forecast here on PEP Radio.